Hey guys, this is a little video I'm putting together today, detailing my audio solution for recording audio during the speeches at a wedding. There's a Facebook group called Wedding Film School, and on that it sort of came up the other day. I was sort of telling people about my solution, and a lot of people were wanting to see more and hear more about how it worked. So if you've just found me on YouTube and you're doing wedding video, then I highly recommend going over to that Facebook group. It's a great community of people who are helping each other. And I'm going to do my best Craig Adams impression today. And I think I've got the quiff, I think I can match him up here. But I need to get shorter sides, I think. Anyway, guys, I want to talk. What my method is I put a recorder onto the mic, okay? Now, I know quite a few people maybe do this. A lot of people maybe kind of sort of raised eyebrows, and I know it's not aesthetically the best thing, but to me, my options are limited, and from what I can tell, looking at other videos and other photos and things, is that in other parts of the world it's maybe a lot simpler to be able to hook up with other methods, but here where I'm at, there's a couple of main differences. The speakers tend to speak from where they are seated, so there's no one spot, there's no mic stand or lectern where people do the speeches from. I'm well jealous of all you guys who are able to set up great lighting setups for speeches, but generally speaking, we have to cover such a wide area that we just have to deal with the ambient light. But yeah, the second thing is that we generally don't have any sort of sound guys or DJs or bands or anything that run the speeches audio from that point of the day. The bands and stuff don't come for a couple of hours after when our speeches happen most of the time here. So what happens in Ireland, and I think in most of the UK, is that the sound is kind of run by the venue, by the hotel or whatever, and a lot of the time the speakers and stuff are built into the ceilings and things, and sometimes it can be very high, and even like light stands and stuff, if you were trying to put a recorder next to the speaker, it could be really high up to even get to one. And there is sound desks, there's wireless receivers, they're generally in somewhere in where the kitchens are. Basically the staff, the wedding coordinators, they can turn it on, they can check that it works, and they hand it over. That's about the height of their knowledge. That's their comfort level. And I've seen it a few times. Whenever something has gone wrong or it's not working, you can just see the sheer panic and horror in their face because they haven't got a clue. And effectively, if we were to go to them and ask them if we can maybe get an output from the desk, or if we can use our leads and intercept the signal between the receiver and the desk, they would literally think you were crazy, and they wouldn't let you touch it because they're just terrified that something would go wrong. So I'm left with very little choice of what I'm saying. What I do is I attach the recorder to the mic. A lot of other people do this, but maybe they use tape or other solutions. But I'm going to talk through a much simpler method, and it probably only it could work with other recorders, but with mine, I know that there's a pouch available and stuff. I'll explain it. So this is the recorder. It's a Sony. Okay, Sony are good with their model names for their cameras, but when it comes to other gear like this, some of their names are just ridiculous. I'm never going to remember what this is called. It's the Sony ICD-UX533. Okay, this recorder is $77 on Amazon.com. I'm in the UK here, so I decided to look up the American dollars price, because it probably applies better to a lot of the guys that are maybe going to be watching this. So that's pretty cheap. It's a lot cheaper than the Zoom H1. And the Zoom H1, I think it's too bulky to be trying to attach to a mic. I mean, this is bulky enough, in my opinion. But it's something that I just feel like I have to do. This Sony recorder comes with this Sony pouch. It's sort of a stretchy kind of fabric, pouch, and then it goes in here. What I have done is I have got my mother to sew these. I don't know if this is my A6300, by the way. It's got better autofocus than my A7S Mark II, but I'm just hoping it can sort of, if it jump into that, I'll find out later. But basically fabric elastic loops sewn on here. And then what happens is I don't have a mic, but I've got this lovely white pole, which is maybe a similar diameter. So you just kind of stretch the loop down over, and this one as well. There you go. So, there you go. You're good to go. A lot of the times, at that point in the day, I'm limited for time. I'm a bit of a rush. How good is that compared to having to tape something up? So, I would suggest as well, I don't really do it, but I think I might start, is that I might just have a word with the guys that are doing their speeches, and maybe sort of coach them to try and keep the bulk of the recorder to themselves, like this, so they're just not appearing so much on the outside. The other thing that happens a lot is because of the bulk, they maybe try and hold it down below it, and I think that's where the wireless transmitter part is, and I think sometimes you can interfere with the signal if they hold it down there. So try and tell them to grab the bulk of it, but to keep the recorder into themselves. What I also have is this little mic, little stereo jack mic by Etudige, Etudige, Etudige. I'm not sure. But that little mic is $35. Okay. I kind of bought it and always used it. And I just did a bit of audio testing. I'm not entirely sure if it's necessary or worth it, but I haven't got a bad ear for audio anyway, so I'm going to do a wee test of it here, okay? It's already on. Okay, so I'll switch over to the audio one here now. So this is me talking as if I was holding a microphone with the recorder on it. So you can let me know if you think this is okay audio. If you think it's passable. I certainly have found it okay, but as I say, I don't have great hearing actually, and I definitely don't have great audio recognition of a whole range of frequencies. Definitely something that I have problems with my hearing, but I've not really had any complaints, and you can let me know what you think, if it's up to it or not. So yeah. Then what I'll do now is I'll turn this off again. So, okay, I'm back onto my Lav Mic here. I will change. I just need to change the settings a little bit. I'm just trying to feel through the pouch, so I'm getting the buttons wrong. Okay, I'm just gonna take it out. I will try without the little mic now. So. Okay, so here we go. This is me recording without the little mic on it. So you can see what you think of that. Maybe that's like a $35 extra that's not really that important to the sound quality. Please let me know. As I say, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage, so I need to hear what you guys think about that. So yeah, that's about it. I'll jump back here to my lavalier mic, and we'll maybe have a little chat about that just briefly as a different topic. This is my Tascam DR10C. Yeah, okay. This isn't available in the States, and maybe other places, I'm not too sure, but some of you have probably heard about it, but you can probably get it imported, and my opinion is you should. This thing is fantastic. I mean, look at the size of it. I mean, it's smaller significantly than typical Sennheiser wireless packs, and it's just really nice and neat. Got a little belt loop in the back there, and it's got your screw screw safety things for your mics. This records 2 tracks. It records the volume that you set it at, and it records a lower volume safety track underneath it, which is really cool. The mic that I'm using is a Mic J. Mic J is the brand. So what was the model number? Mic J044. I'll try and put these down in the description, all these links, by the way. This mic is so cheap, but I really like it. It's super tiny. Sorry, I just touched it. Probably heard that. But if you can see, it's really tiny and neat. Really like that. And if you buy the Pro version, it comes with the little locking, the wee screw lock on the jack as well. So you can let me know what you think about the quality of that. But I tried it and compared it with a lot of things. A lot of the Rode mics, they're well more expensive than it. And I thought it was fine. I had been using a giant squid, but it is dead. It died during a wedding. Had to use backup audio. I think it was just on camera audio actually. Awful. But yeah, it died during a wedding. I don't know whether probably the cables inside just broke down or something. But this is what I've been using. I've been happy enough with it. You can let me know what you think. This mic, $29. Okay, so you can think about that. Depends what your budgets are. I would definitely say though, I mean, Amazon's return policy is just insane. I mean, I think at a time I bought 5 lav mics and returned 4. Okay, and Amazon were like, yeah, whatever, no bother. And you can test them out. Don't just buy the brand because you're assuming that it's got to be better. Don't spend money that you don't need to. Check things out, research things, and maybe ask yourself, I mean, what's my client gonna think? I mean, are they gonna know the difference between a $30 lav and a $300 lav? I don't know. Maybe someone will disagree with me on that. They often do. But anyway, a lot of rambling. Hopefully this was of some use, and maybe some of you are still there to the end. If you are, bye.